This morning, if you're not seeing any shower activity, you are certainly waking up to temperatures that are just downright warm out there for a lot of us. We're tracking 73 across Carbondale, 72 for Cape Girardeau, and 72 for Union City. We're also seeing southerly winds out there this morning, largely between about 20 and 24 miles per hour across southern Illinois. We're seeing winds between about 10 and 15 miles per hour out of the south, further towards our south across western Kentucky and southeastern Missouri. Hour by hour today, you can expect to see a near 100% chance of showers as we go throughout most of the day. High temperatures today are likely only going to be running around 70 degrees for most of us. We'll only see temperatures linger into the upper 60s through 3 p.m. But once the cold front passes, we'll be back into the mid 50s by 9 o'clock this evening. This morning, we're continuing to monitor a complex of storms that is entering in from the north and from the west. Once the cold front passes, though, we are going to see decreasing rain chances, and we should be dry for trick-or-treating this evening. That is going to be followed by a brief cool down for the day tomorrow. Here's what we're tracking on the radar this morning. We are seeing a complex of storms again enter in from the north and from the west, and it is slowly working its way south and eastward. Now this morning, we are expecting these showers and storms to be on top of Murfreesboro by 5:55, Ziegler by 6:06 this morning, Heron by 6:18, and into McLeansboro eventually by 6:29. Now, none of this is severe. However, we certainly could see some gustier winds, potentially as high as 40 to 50 miles per hour. Further south across southeastern Missouri, we are again seeing that line track further east. We could see that near Poplar Bluff by 6:01, near Advance by 6:22, and near Pike by 6:29. Again, nothing severe, but we certainly could see 40 to 50 miles per hour winds along that leading edge. Here's what we're looking at this morning on all the tower cameras. Not a whole lot of activity showing up in southern Illinois. We have seen a few lightning strikes on the Carbondale camera, and we are seeing raindrops on the Mount Vernon camera. Now, I do think these storms are running a little bit ahead of schedule. We'll likely still continue to see that leading edge push further towards the east as we go throughout most of the morning hours. Now, with that leading edge, we certainly could see some stronger to severe storms, with the primary hazard being damaging winds. But once that initial line exits the region, our severe weather threat is going to be over. Now, behind that initial line, we likely will see a steady rain until our cold front arrives. Now, that's likely going to enter our region as early as 1 o'clock this afternoon, and then it's going to push further south and eastward as we go throughout the day. Notice that by 4 p.m., a lot of us in southern Illinois are going to be on the cool side of that front. We should see dry conditions for most of us area-wide by 7 p.m. with temperatures in the mid-50s. By midnight, we likely are going to be back in the upper 40s with mostly dry conditions. And to kick off our Friday, I suspect that a lot of us are going to be on the chilly side with temperatures running into the lower 40s. Temperatures should only be into the lower 50s by lunchtime. Highs tomorrow are going to be into the upper 50s and lower 60s for most of us. I think this model is underdoing temperatures just a little bit. The Storm Track 3 app, always helpful to keep though right in the palm of your hand. You'll certainly want it as you're headed out the door this morning and throughout the evening as you're doing trick-or-treating. Speaking of trick-or-treating, the exact forecast for that calls for mostly cloudy skies by 5 p.m., but we should see clearing skies through the evening. Temperatures by 5 p.m. will be into the upper 60s, and then we'll likely see temperatures decrease into the lower 50s by 9 o'clock. Tomorrow, again, mostly sunny skies are expected during the first half of the day. We'll likely see a little bit more cloud cover during the second half of the day with highs in the lower 60s. But as we look ahead towards the weekend, we are going to see warmer temperatures return very quickly to the region. We're talking about 67 by Saturday and 76 for Sunday. An unsettled pattern is going to take hold as we get into the weekend and early next week. We'll likely see a few chances for isolated showers both days this weekend, and then a more substantial rain chance arrives early next week, just in time for Election Day. But we're starting November into the mid to upper 70s.